Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Zeke the Barber, back with another episode for you guys. Thanks for tuning in to this episode. Today's haircut, we have a drop fade. So this is going to be a number 1, 2, 3. Kind of simple, straight to the point. So you are in the cut with Ezekiel, aka Zeke the Barber, and this gentleman here, longtime client of mine. All right, so I like to use metal guards. So here's my metal collection. So we're gonna start with the 3. Well, you can't really see it there. Then the 2 guard. That's what that looks like. And then we're gonna go for the 1. So this is a straight shot. 1, 2, 3. These are basically what I'm gonna set my guidelines with. So gotta go ahead and start off the cut. All right. So there's the number 1. That's what I'm gonna set my first guideline with. And this is a ceramic, which is like a plastic. You'll see the plastic blade, which is kind of like the little white plastic that you see there. So you see kind of right there on the blade. So this is the cut. All right. So this is pretty much a touch-up cut. He does visit me often. Definitely appreciate you, my man. And this is what it's looking like now. So we kind of hope to get him back to what he normally looks like. So there's that ceramic blade using the Oster Octane cordless clipper, and then the Babulous comb. I like that comb because it's not too hard, not too soft, kind of in between. So, and it's not a brush, so it doesn't kind of keep that old hair in there. Everything's nice and clean. So that's what I appreciate about the Babulous comb. They make a lot of good products. So we're gonna set that first guideline. Just kind of go up a little bit, as you see me doing here. Now, this client decided to go for a drop fade. Now, I'll do a fade straight back. Sometimes I'll do what I call a drop fade, and then I even do an extended drop. Some of my clients like that drop even more extended than just the regular way that I drop it, which is right below the occipital bone. Now, some of these hairs in the neck grow in the opposite direction, so you kind of have to flip that clipper over as such. So you see me doing it here, flipping the clipper over, getting those hairs that grow in that opposite direction. For some reason, they do that. So in order to get a really clean cut, you basically have to make sure that that guideline is really smooth. So that's what I'm attempting to do here. Alright, just want to adjust the camera. So on this side, I just want to basically repeat the same steps that I did on the other side. Just want to keep everything as even as possible. Alright, so everything looks good here. So I think I'm gonna jump over the number 2 and jump to the number 3.5. Sometimes you can do that. Alright, so I'm just gonna use that 3.5. I'll go back to the number 2. So far we went from 1 to the 3.5 metal. Once again, I'll go back to that number 2. So my main objective here is to get the guideline as clean as possible. So you are in the cut with Ezekiel the Barber, where I just basically break down how I did this cut. Right, a little anime for you guys. All right, back to reality. All right, so here I chose to go to a 1A instead of jumping to that 2 guard. So we did use a 1. The 1A is the next guard from the number 1. So I do have all the metal guards. So I could go flat instead of hard line, or I could lift up my hand and kind of do a soft blend. So this is a way that you can kind of blend without using the lever with the metal guards. So this is the way to do it. So instead of using it where it's so flat, I attack that line, slightly raise that clipper up to where it's not going to give a hard line, if that makes sense. Once again, a little bit of that barber game for you guys. So as you see, I'm not totally flush, flat, pulling that guard out, kind of raking it. All right, so you see here, we went from the 1A to the 1.5. Still haven't used that number 2 yet, so we're just gonna go a little higher, okay? So just trying to attack that hard line, not trying to go too flush once again. Just trying to create a soft blend. Make sure we keep that ear out of the way. So it's kind of the technique that I use sometimes. I'm basically moving the ear out of the way and cutting at the same time. Really good tip for you young barbers to try out if you're not doing it already. All right, cool. So next up is our next guard. Finally time for that number 2 guard. Right, so there it is there, that number 2. All right, so we're just gonna go up a little higher, not looking to go over where we use that number 3.5 guard, but slightly over where we use that 1.5. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and try to smooth this cut out a little bit more with this number 2 guard. So just using the blow dryer to get any loose hair or debris. Perfect for that. As you can see, this Oster Octane is putting in work. I love the fact that it's cordless. Now there are some things that, using a corded clipper and the lever, you just can't beat. But for the most part, kind of eliminating both, still getting the job done, is what I'm doing here. All right, so as you can see, there's still a ledge out there. So with this number one, there's still some hair basically left. So I kind of like to do the lineup work with the Babyliss trimmers and a comb. So we didn't go completely bald, so there's still going to be a hard line. So just kind of want to clean up around the ear area since it is a number one and it's not completely bald. It makes the haircut stick out, look that much more cleaner. Get these neck hairs, sometimes that you can't see. And I also take the time to kind of bald everything out going into his taper. If he wasn't doing a taper, I would do square around, but since he is doing a taper, we're just gonna bald out the back one from the neck into the haircut. And then line up the left side as we did the right. It's really important to go up with the clippers in the back and then also down. So that's what you saw me do there. Just to kind of make sure that I get hair growing from every direction to make sure everything's nice and clean. Always pulling that hair out of the way anytime I get in or around the ear area. And that's really a huge safety precaution. I mean, in my videos, I really can't stress that enough. Definitely huge. All right, so let's continue on. I would say my top two trimmers that I like to use are the Babyliss trimmers and the Andis trimmers. So you probably see those trimmers in my videos a lot. They are cordless. They keep good power, keep good charge. So I do definitely appreciate cordless trimmers by Babyliss and Andis. Gives me the freedom to be able to kind of do what I need to do without the restrictions of the cord, basically. All right, so you see we haven't done anything to the top yet. There's a ledge that's kind of sticking out going into the top of his hair. We haven't focused on the top yet. So sometimes I'll work my way up, I'll work my way down. It's all a matter of, how you want to attack that haircut. So in this case, I chose to go in this fashion from bottom to top. So now we just have to work on the top. And then what I like to do is once I've done the top, then just kind of get a clipper over comb and blend the sides that we've just done to the top that I would have cut. So we'll get to that process shortly. All right, cool. So we have this number one ceramic guard. We're going to go ahead and do some clipper over comb, see if we can get some of that ledge to even out from the sides going into the top. Just seeing if we can kind of smooth that area out. chisel out that hair. All right, so here, this is the width of the comb that I'm using. See the thickness there? So it kind of allows you not to make mistakes as far as putting like holes in people's, holes in the cut or anything like that. It's kind of like a guard. It acts as a kind of like a number 2 guard, I would say. So that's about the width. Number 2 or number 3 guard. And then you see me using the clipper over comb. Now sometimes I'll use the half guard, which is the OA metal, or sometimes I'll just use that number 1, whether it's ceramic or the metal. Okay, so this is kind of how things were going before the cut, right? So definitely a change from there. All right, so you're still in the cut, so the progress is still being made. So you just kind of see me fine-tuning these edges. I'll just let the clippers talk to you guys for a while. So here, just want to clipper over comb the left side as I did the right. So just trying to find an angle that the camera could still catch to kind of show you how to do it. Just trying to find a good angle. Now, though I definitely wouldn't cut from this angle, I would probably flip the comb around and do it from another angle. Probably from the opposite, opposite direction, something like that. Yeah, that's more or less how I like to do it. That's the proper way. All right, cool. So a little progress has been made. See my guy right there, a little anime for you guys. Right in the cut with Ezekiel, aka Zeke the Barber. Right, so just trying to find some more tools that I need to finish the haircut. So just want to get the spray bottle, my comb, and the shears, so we can start working on that top there. So just want to get everything prepared. Bear with me. Okay, there's everything there. Let's go ahead and get started. So back to reality. That water always keeps the hair together, so just a little spray of water kind of helps together so it's not just falling everywhere. All right, cool. So here, just looking to find the first guideline. So once I find the guideline, I'll just make a few lines from that guideline. So boom, that looks about how much he wants to take off. So we'll just set another guideline from there. There it is. All right, cool. So that's about how much he's looking to want off. So probably take the mirror now and then just go ahead and finish the job. Alright, so here using the blow dryer to get some of that loose hair out so I can see what's been cut, what hasn't been cut. Just trying to make sure I get as much loose hair out as possible. Alright, so here is my shear over comb technique. So instead of clipper over comb, this is kind of shear over comb. And it kind of allows me to kind of zoom in and get the exact hairs that I want. So that's what I do appreciate about the shears. The clippers can do the same thing, but this kind of gives a more natural texture. So that's why I decided to go that route. Right here, just cleaning everything up. So just a little cleanup work, fine-tuning the haircut. Sometimes the smallest things make the biggest difference. All right, cool. So back to the fabulous trimmers for some lineup work. So as you can see, as a barber, sometimes you'll go back to certain guards, you'll go back to certain areas, you'll go back to certain clippers just to kind of make sure and ensure that that haircut is as clean as you possibly can. Now everyone cuts their own way, their own style, so that's pretty much the beauty in this trait. As you can see here, just kind of finishing with a natural lineup in the front. So I kind of like to follow the natural contour of the forehead. Sometimes I'll give a hard line for those clients that like the hard line. Some clients just like a cleanup. So, I won't go for a hard line, but more or less just getting hairs out of the way. Now, after everything, I kind of like to polish my haircut up. I always love the Masters clipper, so I'm always an Andis Masters fan. So whether it's the corded or the cordless clipper, they're definitely a go-to clipper to just polish things up, finish off the cut. So even though I did the majority of this haircut with metals, this is something that metals can't really do. They don't have a lever. So that's what I do appreciate about, clippers with a lever. It allows you to kind of get those in-between spots that the metals don't. So here, just kind of trying to polish things up as much as possible, though I probably use this a very small percentage of the time on this haircut. So literally just use it as a cleanup clipper. And with this clipper, whenever I do a cleanup, and I just have respect for how the Masters cut. So I would just go through the guards, 1, 2, 3, just as I did with the metals, just to kind of, quickly make sure everything is a little bit more polished up as much as possible. Some ASMR for you right there. All right, so Red One product. And I like to use, the comb that I like to use is kind of a natural, has big spacings, kind of like kind of mimics your hand, your fingers. So it kind of gives that natural spacing. So that's why I like this. And then sometimes, the client's hair won't have enough volume. So that's what the blow dryer comes in effect for. So I like to, if clients like to add volume, sometimes I'll spray a little water, depending on the product. And then I'll grab that blow dryer and then just use that comb and the blow dryer to add that volume in there. Make that hair stand up a little bit more. So it's all a preference thing. Some clients like volume in their look and some don't. So So as we wrap this haircut up, you just see me just going around looking for any hairs that might be out of place. Of course, polished, I'm not perfect, so I kind of like to go over it a few times, use the mirror as my best friend, kind of sees the things that my eyes don't allow me to see. Right, so look at the fade there. We'll drop fade. 1, 2, 3 is what we use. So definitely appreciate you all for stopping by today. If you've enjoyed it, and you can, please give me a like, share, subscribe. Definitely come back and visit us for more episodes such as this. Special shout out to my model for today. All right. So there it is, guys. Right. Now listen, I could literally, as a barber, you could spend as much time as you can trying to polish up and make haircuts as best as you can. But, I'm not in the business of having hair hostages, more or less. I'm just looking to cut people's hair and get them out in a good time. So, my haircuts generally 30, 45 minutes. All right, cool. So once again, thanks for stopping by. Take care.